Hey, what's up? I'm your host, G.I. Jada, and this is Successful Saturdays, where we highlight the endless ways and opportunities that you can find your success. We're interviewing small business owners such as chefs, personal trainers, and real estate agents who are all on different paths of success. Tune in to Successful Saturdays every Saturday at 12 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network, where we help you find your success. Welcome back to another Successful Saturdays here on the Boss Up Houston Network. I hope everyone is having a great day today. It has been an amazing week since we last spoke. A lot of great, exciting things have happened that we need to celebrate. And that's what today is all about, just celebrating life every day. You can always look for the small joys and things to appreciate in life. And we're going to go through a few of those. But before we get started, of course, I would love to open up with the word of the day, which usually comes from the Bible app. But I'm switching it up today because I just, among all the great things that go on in life, we have our ups, we have our downs. So, long story short, I was just venting to my mom about some things, and then she texted me yesterday. Mind you, I was venting to her like the night before. She texted me yesterday, like, you should have a package when you get home from work. So, I was super excited. I ran to the mailbox and she sent me this book along with some other things. So that's where the word of the day is going to come from today. And here's the book. I hope you all can see, but it's called Feeding the Soul because it's my business by Miss Tabitha Brown. My mom loves her, as do a lot of people. You yourself watching this right now probably love her, have seen her all over social media, TikTok, Facebook, on TV. She's an actress. Some of your favorite shows you might see her on. So love her, and definitely going to get into the word of the day from her. But the book is about finding our way to joy, love, and freedom. And it's just so pretty. It's yellow. It's my favorite color. And Miss Tabitha, honey, she is just so pretty. She got like the fountain of youth, I think, because and her I know where she gets it from too. Her parents, her mom and her dad both look so young, and that's actually who she dedicated this book to Mama and Daddy. Thank you for giving me life and for always encouraging me to be me. And shout out to my mama and daddy as well for doing the same thing. Um, so before we get into the word, a little background about Miss Tabitha Brown. She is an actress and a vegan food star who has affectionately become known as America's Mom. She has provided millions with food for the body and soul through her videos capturing delicious home cooked vegan recipes. And the book, on top of a lot of wisdom and things, which I have yet to get into. I'm going to start it today, actually. So we can kind of keep this going. If y'all want to do like a little book club every week, I can update y'all, or we can discuss where we are in the book. And she has some recipes in here. That's what I was trying to get to. She has some recipes in the book as well. So, um, everyday wisdom rooted in love, kindness, and compassion. So I'm really excited to really indulge into this. But when you first open it up, it has a quote here, and it says, "You are seen, you are loved, and you are heard. You are seen, you are loved, and you are heard." And I'm going to add this. I know last week with the Women Empowerment, we talked about some affirmations, and definitely adding this to my list of affirmations. So you can kind of repeat it like as if you're talking to yourself, I am seen, I am loved, I am heard. It's a great reminder, especially in this world today, in this huge world, we can always feel like we're outnumbered. And I think that's a great reminder that you aren't. Okay, so definitely going to keep you all updated about that. So that's a little word of the day. You are seen, you are loved, you are heard, and comment what that means to you. Your interpretation of what that means. Feel free. The chat is always open to discuss. All right. And on today's successful businesses, I have a few things that I want to talk to relate that relates to celebrating every day. So I was having this conversation with some of my battle buddies. As you all know, some like holidays have passed. Like every day it's something. You hear National Daughter's Day, National Son's Day, National Boyfriend's Day, National Girlfriend's Day, National Puppy Day, National Coffee Day, and all right. And some of these just passed this week. So me and my battle buddies, we were talking like, I wonder, just curious about how that all started. Like, who makes up? I think it was National Coffee Day. It was on Wednesday. Like, who makes up these days? Where do they come from? And then we also had a conversation too that they really do seem to be geared more towards like social media and marketing, and for business to get sales and things of that such. So it kind of just got me to thinking, and I did a little bit of research. Okay, and I picked out a few that have passed this week to give y'all a little recap. One of them was on September 27th. I believe that was Monday. And it was National No Excuses Day. And also, let me back up just a little bit though before I get into this, because like I said, we're celebrating life, and I have some really exciting news. Actually, I can't believe I almost left it out. I just want to shout out to my little sister, Jaren, who gave birth to my beautiful nephew, beautiful little baby boy, Zamir, last Saturday. So she actually called me the morning before I was filming last Saturday. Like, I think today's a day. I think he's coming. I think I'm going into labor. And then a few hours later, by the time I got back home from leaving here, she was like, I think it's getting close to go to the hospital. So I was just really excited, but I didn't expect him to come so fast. I guess because from my own experience, when I had my son, I went into labor, was in labor the whole night, didn't have him till late in the evening the next day. But she did that like a trooper. She gave a natural birth, no epidural. I will always put emphasis on that. She did it with no epidural, and I tried to do that. Y'all will see. I have something to share with y'all later in the show. I tried to do that. It did not go as planned, and he came, I think, 7 o'clock that evening, Saturday night. So it all happened pretty fast. Before you know it, the day was coming to an end, and he was already here. So shout out to him. We're celebrating that. We're celebrating him making it through his first week of life in this world. And I really wish I had some pictures that I can pop in here and show you guys, because I'm just so proud of him. He's so cute. I'm like that proud auntie that she has been to my son, but she's not quite ready to share yet, so I'll let her do that on her time. I even wanted to ask her, like, can I debut him on this week's episode? I didn't want her to feel pressured. But so we're celebrating 1 week. The day after, on September 26th, so he was born September 25th. On September 26th was my big sister, Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine. It was her birthday, her 28th birthday. So we just had a weekend full of celebrating life, mostly celebrating life. And it kind of goes into what we're talking about today and how you should celebrate every day. So back to the National Excuses Day, which was that following Monday, September 27th. All right. And I have a little background story, because that's the main thing I was like wanting to get into, like the history of these holidays. And National No Excuses Day is actually a Canadian holiday celebrated across the nation, of course. But it was organized by Scene. It was founded, I guess, created by a company called Scene, which is the largest entertainment-related loyalty program, like rewards program for movies. It started with movies. The ultimate reward you were trying to get was free movie tickets. So if you go to the Canadian movie theaters, you use this reward program. Then they later on expanded to restaurants and to sporting goods. And it's a fairly new holiday, actually. It was founded in 2019. By the way, you can go to nationaltoday.com This is like, that's my reference. That's where I got this information from. And they give you a calendar for the whole year. And I think the month of September alone had like over 300 holidays in the month or something. That number I should have written it down. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it had like over had hundreds of holidays just in the month of September that I never even knew about, and on some days you can have multiple holidays. 'Cause like I said, this one is like a Canadian one. Um, and it was founded in 2019. So their main reason for wanting to start this day was because we do make excuses for ourselves, not to say that we're mediocre, but a lot of us, even myself, sometimes I'm guilty. I'm talking about me too here. We can make excuses, even if it's just like the littlest excuse. So it was a day to just recognize not making excuses, and perhaps you had some things that you weren't going to do today, or things that you say you're never going to do because you have some excuse. Well, find a reason to do those things. All right. So, no excuses day, which also got me thinking about a nonprofit organization here in Houston. It's called the No Excuses Foundation. They organize sporting and fashion events to raise funds for scholarships for high school students and college students as well. So, No Excuses Foundation was founded by Casey Williams and help his wife Jillian Williams. Shout out to Jillian as well. These are all names that I mentioned on my first introduction episode because this is my family, my Houston family. So they founded the No Excuses Foundation. They do so. Casey runs the sporting side of it. Jillian runs the fashion side of it. And I've also participated in things with the foundation as well. I've supported some of their events, such as the annual Diamonds and Bow Ties, which is a fashion show. It raises money for kids in art, a lot at HCC who are in the art program there. And they also, under that falls the No Excuses Pro League. So the No Excuses Pro League is the Houston Summer Pro-Am, all right? And this is a great opportunity to volunteer. I think I volunteered for like 2 years in a row working there. They also raise money, give scholarships out to, kids who want to go to college, play sports, or no matter what it is that they want to do. They definitely like support. They're all about giving back to the kids in the community, our youth. It's really like youth based because they are our future. They are what's going to make this community what it is long after we are gone. So the Houston Summer Pro-Am, you can volunteer. They have opportunity for internships. They have opportunities to be a vendor, to sponsor, and they accept donations as well. So if you want more information about that, you can visit their website, noexcusesfoundation.org or .com. I could be wrong, but literally just Google No Excuses Foundation. I do have the email, though, if you want more information on any of these things, such as when is their next, openings for internships, when are they doing more scholarships, anything you want to know if it's not on the page, on their events page, you can email info@noexcusesfoundation.com to get more info about that. So I really love this nonprofit organization because I myself am a part of a nonprofit organization, which is the Revived Soul Sisters. So I look to them for, like mentorship and to just kind of model, see what they do. They're like a credible source where I can get my research to help my friends who do the Revived Soul Sisters nonprofit organization. And we're all about the same thing, but we're more so focused on women. It is like a huge women-based community, just women helping other women, which we also talked about when we did our women empowerment segment last week. So that is all I have about the No Excuses Day. I just thought it was really interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I actually had texted them, like, did y'all know about this holiday? Like, they should definitely do something for their organization for that next year to just support that going forward. And next we have International Podcast Day. So International Podcast Day was actually on September 30th, which was, what was that, Thursday? I'm trying to keep track of my days. This past Thursday. And I forgot actually to write my notes down about the history of it's actually International Podcast Day. But like I said, if you go to nationaltoday.com, you can read up on the history and how that came about. So that is an international recognized day. I just want to talk about my girl, Miss Penny. Miss Penny Peace. She's also one of my revived soul sisters. She's been a huge part of the organization as well. She has a podcast. It's called For Your Thoughts Podcast. And she actually has been on Successful Saturdays before. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen her on there. We did an interview to talk about her podcast because Penny is such a great inspiration. Okay, and her podcast is where psychology, pop culture, and self meet. And she's just so cute. And I just love Penny so much. So she's actually was born and raised right here in Houston. She's a music industry marketing pro, a writer, a multimedia content creator, and a host. And she graduated from UTSA, which is funny because I went to UTSA. That's the University of Texas at San Antonio. However, I did not graduate, but I have no shame in that. I'm working on it. But she graduated from there with her BA in psych, and she's older than me, so I wasn't there the year. I think by the year she graduated, I probably was, or by the year I got there, I think she was already gone. But you would never guess because she also, I think, has the fountain of youth hidden somewhere because she just looks so good. And she then moved on to study media studies at the New School in New York City. So that's where she currently resides in New York City. But Penny, you can visit her website. It's pennyforyourthoughts.com, which that was founded in 2014. So, and that was the year that I first went to college. Had no idea, or I thought I had an idea of what I wanted to do in life. I actually went to school, for those of you who don't know, for kinesiology to study sports medicine. So she was already getting her life together, had her own website, and everything like that. But you should definitely check out her podcast. I believe it's on all streaming platforms. And I definitely want you all to go on my Instagram, go on my IGTV, and scroll through until you'll see the flyer with me and Miss Penny on there. She's overseas right now. She went home to visit her homeland in Africa. And I've just been obsessed with her story every day, getting on Instagram, watching to see what she's doing because it's beautiful over there. And she also had the opportunity to partner with a radio station there that her podcast will be streaming on as well. So my girl is international now. I'm super excited for her. Definitely celebrating that. And she did recognize International Podcast Day. So I think all of these, like I said, are just great ways to celebrate the small things in life. So that is Miss Penny right there. Make sure I didn't leave anything out. Nope, we're moving right along. So today actually is National Custodian Day. So for National Custodian Day, I forgot what year it was founded. I'm forgetting a lot of things today. I'm like, why? That's supposed to be in my notes. But basically, the whole point of National Custodian Day is to recognize those hardworking custodians. It's like an appreciation day, like how they have Teacher Appreciation Day, CEO Appreciation Day. It's to appreciate them as well because they keep our buildings clean, our schools, our corporate big office buildings, any building that's not someone's house, they have to go and provide those services. I feel like I have a deep connection with custodians from when I worked at Competitive Choice, which we interviewed the owner, Andrea Young, last week. And so when I worked there, those were the main people that I worked with: janitors, custodians, maintenance guys. They kind of all fall in the same realm of running the maintenance of buildings. And they were all great people, you know. And I actually had talked with a good friend before about how it's always those people, you know, that get treated bad, they get looked over, get looked down upon for the job that they do, which is so not right and so not fair. So I'm actually happy that they have a day, and that day is today. So we're celebrating all of our custodians today. So when I worked at Competitive Choice, like I said, that's mainly who we would work with. I was responsible for going to schools and selling to the custodians. So, and I've met some really, really nice ones. Like they have such great personalities to be doing what they're doing. And I will say, especially in HISD, they take care of their custodians. You know, they recognize them for the hard work that they do. A lot of them had full control, you know, over their supplies and what they needed, their inventory, you know, and that's where Competitive Choice came in. So till this day, that business has a lot of great relationships with them, and we appreciate them. But if you missed that interview that I did with Andrea, definitely check out last week's episode. And I'm going to say less. And also a little backstory too. So Casey and Jillian from No Excuses Foundation, they also work for not for Competitive Choice, they are a part of Competitive Choice. So like I told y'all, it's a family owned business, and Andrea and Casey are actually brother and sister. So she's the president, he's the vice president of the company, and the three of them are business, what's the word I'm looking for? It was right on the tip of my tongue. It'll come back to me. It was right. But they keep the business going. They go out there and they make all the sales. They get all the customers. And they've been building that company up for a really long time as a family. And so it's just really, really great. And I'm just blessed to have been able to work with all of them and to be directly under them and to see them and the roles that they play in their other businesses as well. So like a whole business-oriented family. So what we're going to do right now is just take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, I've got another very near and dear to my heart holiday that I want to recognize and celebrate with you all today. So just stay tuned, and we'll be back.
Boss up, Houston, you know why? Right here.
Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
I'm the king of rock. King of rock. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
We're gonna be kings, T.
everyone who's been commenting, liking, sharing. I don't know why I always talk with my hands, but I really appreciate that. And I want to back it up a little bit. I know I said I had something to share with y'all near and dear to my heart, which I am going to do. But I just felt so bad that I didn't have more like my stuff ready to go. And I remember now why about the International Podcast Day. The website, again, I'm getting my sources from National Today. They didn't really mention who started this day, where it came from, what day that originated, but it does mention some things that you can do to celebrate this holiday, what activities you do on International Podcast Day. Of course, number one being find a new podcast. So I just gave y'all one, For Your Thoughts Pod. If you're into podcasts, definitely check out my girl Penny For Your Thoughts podcast. So you can find a new podcast. That's one thing you can do. You can create your own podcast, which is another very doable thing for you to do actually on the interview that I had with Penny in the past. That is something that she talked about. She went into great detail. And it's another thing that I would love to bring her back on the show now that I'm on the Boss Up Houston Network, to have her speak about how you can start a podcast. I know a lot of you wanting to know that, and I actually see a lot of people doing that, starting podcasts, and I'm very excited and proud of everyone. So you can create your own podcast on this day, and you can also donate to your favorite producer. All right, donate to your favorite producer. Why podcasts are so popular is because they're fairly cheap. Okay, some of them, of course, you stream them on apps that are free or just really cheap. But for the most part, like all the podcasts that I listen to, they are free. So a lot of people always want to know, what other ways can I support you? And I would just say, share your friends' podcasts with other people, get those streaming numbers in for them. That's the best way you can support them. Donations, like it talked about on here. I know Penny, she's involved in a lot of things. And I think she was running for something that she told us to go on her website and vote for her. So things like that don't take a lot of time, you can do. I also really love podcasts because you can binge on them. You can put you a playlist together or find a podcast that they have episodes. One that I really like too is Jay Shetty's podcast. Little shameless plug there, but just putting on and it's something you can do and just like have in the background while you're cleaning, while you're cooking, while you're going to bed. Even sometimes when I'm with my son, I will just put on a podcast and let it play while we run around. So that was for International Podcast Day. And now let's get into this National Custodian Day again really quickly. I just want to open it up because it gives a history. So same with this one. It didn't give a history of where it came from, who started it, but it tells you what are some activities you can do on this day. So you can do something nice for a custodian. All right, you can bake them something, get them a gift card, write them a little thank you note, just small things to show their appreciation. You can commend them to like their supervisor, put in a good review for them. That's really simple, but definitely really important to help them feel recognized and appreciated. So just keep these things in mind for when you go back to work on Monday, or if you're working this weekend and you work in a building where there's custodians there. If you can do it today, do it today. That's very simple things. So yeah, moving right along to the successful people's portion. And I want to recognize someone very tiny today because on September 28th, what day of the week was that? Tuesday? That was Tuesday. As you all probably have participated in, it was National Sons Day. I love my son so much. And I was so happy for my sister. Like, she had her son just in time to celebrate him on that day. And now I was actually very surprised, not really surprised, but just like very intrigued by the history of National Sons Day. It actually has a deeper meaning than a lot of you may think. I had no idea. So, and it's another fairly new holiday. It was founded in 2018 by Jill Nico. And it's a day dedicated to molding our sons into responsible men. Another thing that I learned is actually 2 days that they recognize National Sons Day on March 4th and then again on September 28th. But September 28th is like the annually observed one. But it's so important that it has 2 days of the year, so you can mark that on your calendars. It's I think it has a deeper meaning because it was actually like encouraged by the Me Too era. The founder felt like it was just something that was long overdue and that society can no longer overlook the importance of raising our boys with this in mind. So I don't know if you all know or remember that Me Too era where all of these big name men who, high status men were in the light for some very obnoxious things. You had women coming out left and right. I think it started, with one brave woman speaking her truth, and then like a trickle domino effect of other women coming out and speaking their truth. And the list of names that were coming out, honey, the tea, woo, they were just going on and on and on, and some people didn't want to believe it because of the status, because of who these men were and what they did. There's no way that they did that. And so that's kind of the background of National Sons Day, to say, hey, okay, if this is going on in this community, it definitely has to be going on in the everyday. And we know for a fact that it's going on in the everyday community, and society has kind of swept it under the rug, or they tread lightly. They don't, want to talk about it. You got to keep those things on the hush hush. And that's not really right. So actually this day now means a lot more to me, not only because I have a son, because I do strive to raise my son, Mr. Shiloh Williams, to be a responsible, a respectable, a successful young man. And even though he's still so young, he'll be 2 in December. So we're coming up, y'all, on them terrible 2s. But overall, he's such a good, sweet, smart. Every day he's growing. Every day he's progressing. He never gives up on stuff. He's very determined. He's very independent. I'm laughing because yesterday his dad sent me a video of him trying to put the keys in the door and like open the keys, and he's like going through each key trying to put it in the door. Then he'll like twist the knob to see if it's open, and then finally he realized, well, none of these keys work, and he just walked away. He's just like really an old soul. But it's very important, ladies, men, moms, dads, we have to raise our sons with integrity, because society has put on to us women that we have to be a certain way. We have to, and mind you, it is something that I talked about last week. I know when we talked about women in business, how to carry yourself. But that's only to a certain extent. We shouldn't have to worry about our appearance and things jeopardizing our safety. The victim blaming, the victim shaming, like, oh, well, she shouldn't have wore this, and she shouldn't have this many drinks, and things like that, where it's just like, no, he should not be a predator. You know what I mean? So we have to raise our sons to be respectable, to have integrity, and to just not be that way. I actually want to look into some things, that I can do, some events that I can put on in the community, because it's all about action. And I'm am feeling like, well, I don't know where I can start right now or what I can do right now, but I'm going to figure it out. We're going to come together and we're going to do something. So maybe I'll just, start a little group of boy moms. And it says on this day that you're supposed to, listen to your boys, listen to their dreams, have meaningful conversations with them. But you should be doing that every day, not just on this day. So I definitely want to do something for that. But Mr. Shiloh, he has been very successful, coming up on his first 2 years of life. And I put together a little video, just a little recap. I didn't want it to be too long. It's like really just like the tip of the iceberg of his life, just to show the milestones that we've reached thus far. But stay tuned, because for his second birthday, I'm going to do this. It may be a 30-minute video. I don't know. I have so many pictures and videos of him, because you just want to cherish the moments. Like, they grow so fast. And that's another thing. When I posted that video of him doing that with the keys yesterday, a lot of people were like, wow, man, he's so big. Like, it looked like he just grew overnight. And they really do. So you have to take lots of pictures, lots of videos, and remember those things. And because I want him to have something to look back on, you know, when he gets older, to see the type of parents that he had and the type of childhood that he had and all the love around him. Because all of these people that I've spoke about today, they love my son. They spoil him, you know. It takes a village. It really does take a village. They pick us up where we fall short and when we need them and when we can't be there because we have to work and things like that. So without further ado, I want you all to check out the cutest video ever and let me know what you think in the comments.
Bladder is here, so we know that the kidneys are working because the bladder's full. Measure this leg. This is the femur bone, upper leg bone here. Longest bone in your body. This is showing me about 21 and 6. Almost 22 weeks into that leg. Alright, let's see what else we want to look at here, kid.
Looks like a tongue.
This is a diaphragm right here.
Okay.
Separating the chest from the abdomen.
Oh my God, he just started kicking a little bit. Yeah, I haven't really done that great of a job of documentation, but I am enjoying this experience. Look at your daddy. Look at him.
Just waiting. Your mama ain't been being nice to me.
Cause he's just like he just left me hanging. He's just
I didn't leave you hanging.
he's just
right
over
here.
there.
I literally
He held my hand for like 3 contractions and then dipped.
Hey, this not even a hard part. When you
So-
start pushing, that's when you gonna see who really got your back.
I'm
gonna be right there.
about to get this epidural.
I'm gonna be right there when you really start pushing.
We're in the labor and delivery room now. This is where it's going down. I'm having contractions. Just waiting to push them out. I literally can't feel anything. And to think that I was about to do this natural, but it's because they have to give me medicine to speed up the contractions. And that was gonna get so intense. So I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. And my bun keeps coming out, but that's okay. You talking already? You're a day, not even a day old. Yeah. What else? What else, baby?
One more. Oh wait, it's a video.
Yeah.
Oh, it's recording?
Yeah.
Oh, press the red button. Oh my gosh. This is so trippy. Look at those legs. Look at them. It's sturdy.
Yeah, that's it.
kidding me. Yes, do your push-ups. Tell them where we at, man. Say, welcome to my room, guys. Mama. Mm-hmm. There you go, Shiloh. That sounds so good, man. Yay. Turn up. Go, go. Go, go. You want this one? Good job. Yay, go Shiloh.
I spin around so much. Now I think I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yes. What? You trying to eat paper? Give me this. Oh my God, have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Why do you have this? Cut it off. Go cut it off. Cut it off. Stop it, please.
Oh my goodness, y'all. He is just so cute. Like, I don't mean to brag or like toot my own horn, but like, we did that. Me and his daddy made a beautiful baby boy, period. And I'm over here watching the video. Like, I didn't make the whole thing. And I've been seeing these videos over and over. But when I tell y'all that that's just the tip of the iceberg, I have so many videos. But I thought it was a great representation of how he started as just a sack of fluids in my stomach. Almost 2 years later, I'm still processing the fact that I gave birth to a whole human, that I am still doing. And then you saw him take his first steps. He had that walker, and he was in that walker. He was only, maybe he was 5. I don't think he was 5 months old yet when he got in that walker and started walking like that. Saw his first trip to the pool and his little floaty. And he still has that floaty. He loves that floaty. He loves water. So that's something he loves. He loves being outside. Y'all got to see his first ride on a swing. Y'all saw him walk barely crawling, doing his little push-ups to full-blown walking. So it's definitely, like I said, a to be continued. You see his personality there at the end. It's funny because I vlog, so he always sees me talking to the camera, and I had actually set the camera up right there so that I could vlog. I think it was when I first locked my hair, and he got in front of the camera and started talking. Like, he just had so much to say, so I definitely could see him having his own talk show as well. But that's one thing about success for me, and if I could just set my son up and my family up to be successful long after I'm gone, like, that is my definition of success. Like, ultimate success. Like, once this life is over, what have I done? And he's a huge part of the reason why I keep going, even sometimes when I do feel like it's just too much. I don't want to say I ever want to give up. I've had my doubts about things that I'm doing, but sometimes I just need a break. You know what I mean? Like, I just need a break, but that's okay. Just got to keep going. So yeah, it's been a successful almost 2 years. We will follow up here shortly. He was born on December 26th, the day after Christmas. My birthday is the day before Christmas. We've got Thanksgiving coming up. We've got so many holidays coming up to celebrate. So very fitting for the time of the year that it is. Y'all know once October 1st hit, you better go ahead and set aside your little money, set aside your coins. Got lots of presents to get. And one thing I do want to drop real quick too is that October is actually Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So be on the lookout for me to go into more detail about that. So moving right along to our successful entertainment portion. Woo! I love music. I love movies, really good movies that can catch my attention. I have a hard time just like sitting still and watching something. But to go to the movies, love that. It's something that I want to do more with Shiloh as well, like take him to the movies. His dad is huge on theater and what's the word I'm looking for? Film, theatrics, film, things like that. But due to the pandemic, unfortunately, we've been just like not a little skeptical about taking him to the movies and sitting in those chairs. But I love music nonetheless. It's something that I want to talk about, some of the new music that just dropped this past week. Okay. So Lil Wayne is the greatest rapper alive, period. I said it, I don't care what nobody says. I love me some Lil Wayne. Anytime he drops new music, I'm listening. And he dropped an album with Rich the Kid. It's called Trust Fund Babies. Now, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I haven't listened to it, honestly. Don't even know what the cover looks like. I was like a little thrown off by that duo. Not that I have anything against Rich Kid. I just never been into his music or listened to his music. Maybe like one or two mainstream songs that he's had that I can say are like really good. But to sit down and listen to a whole body of work for him, I have not done that. He kind of falls off my radar sometimes. Like, I didn't even know he was still making music, but I'm interested. I will dive into it. I will follow up with that next week about that. If you have listened to it, if you're currently listening to it right now, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. But like I said, I was just a little thrown off by the duo. You know, you expect Lil Wayne to do an album with Nicki, to do an album with Drake, you know, keep it in the Young Money family. So I was a little like, that's interesting. But it is called Trust Fund Babies, and I am gonna check it out. Now, moving on to an album that I did listen to, all right, that new Meek Mill just dropped, Expensive Pain. You can go listen to that. I'm sure y'all know where to listen to that at. Don't need to really promo it, but I do want to get into it. I do want to talk about it because I've never been, I'm not going to say I've been the biggest like Meek Mill fan, but I do really enjoy like music that I've heard from him in the past albums that he put out. You know, when that Meek Mill come on in the club, we singing it word for word, all right? And it had been a while since he dropped music. I just, you know, was more been following, you know, keeping up with his story, the things that he been through, how he had to go to prison. I actually watched a documentary about his life, and he's been, you know, through some pretty messed up things, you know, having cops lie on him and all type of things. So this Expensive Pain album, I was excited to hear more of his story in it. And I will say that on the intro, first song, opening up, lit. He came in lit, all right? He talked his a little bit, of course. Let people know that he's still here, he's still in the game, he's still Meek Mill. So right off the bat, I was already intrigued. It is an album that you can listen to straight through. All right, I didn't have to skip any songs. I didn't, I felt like it was very well composed, very put together as far as the way he organized the songs, because sometimes I did have to like click on the screen to see like if we were still in the same song, which can be a good thing, because like I said, the it's put well together. The way he composed and arranged the songs is really well put together, because it flows, and then eventually you realize that you're on a totally different song. So that's good. That's what you want. But what you don't want is for all your songs to sound the same. Same cadence, every beat sounding the same. Still want that variety in the music, and I think he did a great job of doing that in this album. I will say I did have some. I'll start with my least favorite songs. Not that they were bad songs. One of them was called On My Soul. I would say, Meek, I'm sorry, that's my least favorite. Still a good album. But the On My Soul was personally, this is just my opinion, my least favorite. I felt like I got that mumble rap vibe from him that every artist is trying to do, like that new school rap. And I see what he did there. He was trying to appeal, I think, with this song to the younger crowd and to the younger generation. So I have to give him his props for that, because there's probably someone looking at me right now like I'm crazy. That was the best song on the album. You tripping, you don't know nothing about music. But it had that mumble rap vibe. Nothing really stood out to me in the song, other than I was like, I could do without this one. And I don't really like auto-tune on Meek Mill. I like his voice. I like his natural voice. So he kind of had got drawn out by the auto-tune on that song. But like I said, it definitely might have appealed more to a younger crowd, or like a different crowd of people. So I would say that was my least favorite. Now he has a song on there called Love Train. I'm not going to say that I don't like Love Train, because I do. It's actually a song that I want to listen to again. I'm just going to say that it gave mad Lil Baby vibes. Like, I actually had to click on the screen, because I was like, oh, Lil Baby's featured on this song. No, he doesn't have no feature on that song. It's just him. Please don't criticize me if you disagree, but if you've listened to it and you listen to that song, like, come on. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like Lil Baby is on the song. I was just like a little bit confused as to who I was listening to, but it worked for him. I liked it because it like just gave a different side of him. I never heard him rap like that before, so I was just a little thrown off. Some of my favorite songs, on a more positive note, some of my favorite songs was the Expensive Pain song itself. It actually went more into detail about what is expensive pain, what it means to him, and it's something that he had said in an interview as well. When those long days you have to work, you have to be away from your family, that's expensive pain. He said something about when your own closest friends, people you thought you could trust, turn around and do you dirty, steal from you, things like that, because they think maybe you won't notice. That's expensive pain. He just went into a lot more detail about what it is, and it was like a vulnerable. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much today. Let me slow down. I'm getting passionate about what I'm talking about. It was a more vulnerable song for him. I really liked it. He had some songs on there for the ladies too, and this was early on in the album. He has a song with Kehlani called "Ride for You," and so I really liked that one. That one was a vibe. It was like that R&B vibe. Like I said, something for the ladies, a little softer side. So I really like that. And he does have a song too towards the end with Brent Faiyaz. I hope I'm saying his name right. Can't remember the name right off the top of my head. both I liked. I like how he started and ended with something a little softer. Like I said, something for the ladies. All right, he has a song on there called Me. I got a lot of favorites. Like, it was a really good album. So Me featuring ASAP Ferg. I love me some ASAP Ferg. And, you know, it had like that New York vibe to it. And then he has a song on there called Tweaking, featuring Vori. And I would probably say after Expensive Pain that the Tweaking is my second favorite. It had like that old school, like that real rap vibes to it. Like, it was not much auto-tune or anything extra. It was just pure vocals, and it had like a cypher vibe to it. I really like cyphers. I'm like that type of girl. So it just gave those vibes. Chef's kiss to that song. And then last but not least, he has Blue Notes 2 on this album. It's featuring Lil Uzi Vert. Dang, that might have a tie between that and Tweaking. They actually might be tied as my second favorites, because first of all, Uzi, he just went so hard on that song. Uzi's been doing a lot of great stuff. Like, every time you think Uzi fell off, like, no, he just gets harder and harder and harder. Okay? And he had a more, what I call like a more mature sound on there. You can definitely see that he's, you know, growing. It wasn't like that whiny Uzi that we know from back in the day, which I loved him then too. He has a very mature sound on this, and he just talking his shit, and I love it. And I liked how they were like going back and forth on the song, versus, you know, one verse, then hook, then verse. It was a great song. I really liked it. And it got me hype. I'm actually excited to jam it some more on the way home when I leave here right now. So definitely check that out. And of course, Sharing Locations is on there. I think that's a single that he dropped for the album. It's like been out. He has a song with Moneybagg Yo on there called Hot. That was cool too. But I don't really listen to Moneybagg Yo other than like songs that come on the radio. But the song Sharing Locations, actually, like, this is my first time, I guess, really listening to the words, because there was a lyric on there that, I want to say it was Lil Durk's lyric, and he was like, that he didn't even die from the gun, he died from taking a pill, he died on purpose. Maybe a little controversial line, but it's definitely something relevant to what's going on in today's culture. A lot of fentanyl overdoses, you know, people taking these fake lace pills, people distributing these pills. So that line really stood out to me. I don't know, it's because a lot of that has been going on, because like I said, the song has been out, so it just hit me different when I heard it, when I listened to it yesterday, and I heard him say that, and I was like, But it was a little like, you know, of course people don't die on purpose. They don't know that they're going to overdose, but you're risking your life every time you put something in your system that you just don't know. So that wasn't on my list of favorite songs. I just wanted to point that out because it stuck out to me. But we're going to go ahead and get into this another commercial break. And then when I come back, we're going to close it out. We're going to go on about our days. I hope everyone has a successful Saturday. And again, thank you for watching. So we'll be right back.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans. Time to take the table to a whole new place.
It's coming to Miami.
3 different women, 3 different generations. We're loud, we're proud. Let's go.
We're talking about relationships, love, sexuality.
Oh my gosh. We all know that you are fuerte. Yes, I'm a tough woman, but I'm very vulnerable.
Like muchas Latinas.
In order to move forward, you have to go to those places.
I like boys. I like girls. I like both.
Honesty will set you free.
We are putting all of that on the table.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans.
Be a part of the conversation. Only on Facebook Watch.
Watching a great show on Boss Up Houston Network. Have you heard? They're bossing up, okay? And I heard they're looking for you. Any podcasters, talk show hosts, if you're a writer or producer, we definitely need you. Come aboard and boss up.
Are you a small business owner that is struggling to promote your company?
Our topic today is, what's your status?
Shoot the dice at this point.
You just shoot the dice. Roll the dice.
So...
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's attorneys.
I love it. Imagine being televised on a national platform. How about being a host or sponsor on a syndicated podcast? Or being featured on exclusive promotions and interview for your product to your ideal customer? Hi, I'm Kayla Sneed, and I'm head of sales with Boss Up Houston. And here at Boss Up, we like to help small business owners and entrepreneurs advertise, promote, or become a sponsor for one of our television, podcast, or radio shows. All you have to do is click the link down below to see if you qualify. I'll be seeing you soon.
This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Thank you again. Thank you everyone tuned in, watching, always supporting me. Thank you all the kind words in the comments. Shout out to my best friend Bianca Yeri. She's tuned in right now. And it's funny, sis, because I actually pulled out my old faithful journal that you sent me back in 2017 when I was in basic training. And it helped me get through. I have a lot of ideas at the front of here from when I first started 42 Alpha and things like that. I received it on 10/5/17. So that was, what's today, the 2nd? In a few days we'll be coming up on like 4 years exactly that I've had this journal. And you left me a nice little note in the beginning that I'm not going to share because I don't want to cry. But it has a word. We can close with another word of the day from Psalm 28, verse 7, that says, "The Lord is my strength and my shield." And I remember when I first started using this journal, even if I didn't write in it that day, I would take it everywhere with me just as a reminder that the Lord is my strength and my shield. You know what I mean? But yes, so that's all I have for you all today. Like I said, I will update you on this book. I literally cannot wait to get out of here to listen to music and to read and to do all the things that I love to do and to do my chores for the day, my motherly duties as well. And I hope you all have a great Saturday. Just a reminder, you can find me here on the Boss Up Houston Network every Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm here to help you find your success. So don't forget that as well. Coming up this month, got a lot of great, exciting things. We're going to get some special guests in here, you all. So don't worry, it won't just be me talking all of the time. And if you yourself want to join, hit us up at the Boss Up Houston Network. They are going to leave the information down below for you. And making sure I'm not forgetting anything, but I think that's about it. It's been a great hour here. I don't want to hold anyone any longer. So like I said, enjoy your day, and I will see you all next Saturday at 12 p.m. Hey, what's up? I'm your host, G.I. Jada, and this is Successful Saturdays, where we highlight the endless ways and opportunities that you can find your success. We're interviewing small business owners such as chefs, personal trainers, and real estate agents who are all on different paths of success. Tune in to Successful Saturdays every Saturday at 12 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network, where we help you find your success.